Punyasthala. You are listening to the Punyasthala podcast. Punyasthala, the epicenter of interfaith in India.
In this episode, we bring forth another very interesting conversation with Sri Ramakrishna, a very ardent devotee of Guruji, who is also the director of ISRO. We hope you enjoy the very unique viewpoints.
When you first met Guruji, or it was your first interaction, because he was there till 1997. So, how could you get in touch with him, or what attracted you towards him as a person?
See, initially when I met him, as I told you, I saw some radiance in the face, and he was so, what do you call, he was so realistic, I would say. He was not ritualistic, point number one. And it is very, very evident from his talks and the preachings, whatever he has done. He was very, very practical and a modern day, and he was able to understand what is there in my mind without even talking. That is what my feeling. Because the many experiences what I had, he has conveyed in some way the answer to me. At that point of time, I would not have understood what he is trying to say. But at later point of time, when I analyze, see, being a scientist, we generally, keep rethinking on the issues or talks or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And many a time I have understood 1 year later, sometimes 1 month later. Okay. It goes like that. Because what happens is, at that moment, his answers to our questions was not really, sometimes not relevant. We felt like that.
Was it metaphorical?
Yeah, it was metaphorical. I agree with you. And he was, the person of such a magnificent understanding of the entire life and death system. He used to talk even about death so much. Wow. And I came to know through my father-in-law. He had challenged with Guruji.
Okay.
That's an interesting story about Please. My father-in-law is no more. See, he was an atheist. He never believed in God. He never did puja. He's a Brahmin. Okay. He took a challenge with Guruji. Mm-hmm. He was constructing a house in Tumkur, and he was a teacher in a place called Gorantla, which is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. He's a government school teacher, and he was an ardent follower of Guruji, and he had challenged to Guruji. Guruji he believed, but not in gods. That is the beauty of my father-in-law. And he told Guruji, something Raghavendra Swami has to do for me. Then only I will believe. Okay. So what happened? He was constructing a house, as I told you.
Tumkur. City in between Bangalore and...
Yes. He was staying in Gorantla, which is about maybe 150 kilometers from Tumkur. So once in a while, he used to come and monitor the progress of construction and things like that. And his brother was also staying in Tumkur. My mother-in-law is a very ardent believer of Raghavendra Swami and Guruji. Okay. So what happened, once he has come to Tumkur, and it looks his house construction was going on, and one day, every Thursday, the mother-in-law used to do a puja at Gorantla, where they are staying. And one Thursday, as usual, every Thursday they will do puja, they will break coconut. When they broke the coconut, they got akshata inside the coconut. My father-in-law is in Tumkur at that point of time.
And it's 150
kilometers away. And my mother-in-law saw when she broke open the coconut, akshata was there inside. And she was at a shock. What is this? Immediately she ran to neighbor. Neighbors are also knowing about all the puja, what they are doing. They came and they saw. See, this is the prasadam of Raghavendra Swami. You please keep as it is. Don't touch it. Your husband, let him come, show to him, and then you can preserve it. This is the Raghavendra Swami has given the prasada to you. This he doesn't know anything. My father-in-law.
Right.
On the same night, okay, he has slept here in Tumkur in his brother's house, and in the dream, Raghavendra Swami has come. You are challenging me. You go back to your place, you will see something wonderful. So he went back maybe a Saturday or something, and they had preserved as it is the coconut, the akshata, everything. And they explained to him that is the point. It turned for him in his life.
So he became a strong believer after that.
Staunch believer, strong believer. He came immediately running to Punyasthala, reported the entire thing to Guruji, and Guruji said, see, you challenged, he has shown you. So even to this day that Akshata is preserved in their home.
Wonderful.
So this is how Guruji, Raghavendra Swami, they are all merged with us in our life in all aspects. So anything we do, we take blessings, we go with them. Guruji, as I told you, he was very practical person. He, my wife, my mother-in-law, everybody, they used to do till puja, no eating, no drinking coffee, nothing. When we came here, Guruji in front of me, I was anyway young at that time. So he used to tell my wife and mother-in-law, who told you where it is written in which book, which Veda is telling not to take breakfast? He used to ask this question, such a direct question, and none of us could answer at that point of time because we have not seen. We have been just following what our elders have done, and we were continuing our families.
Right.
So he used to tell, see, when you pray, you should have the entire mind thinking towards the deity or Guruji or Raghavendra Swami. You should not be thinking about your stomach, hungriness. After this I will go and eat. After this I have to eat, take this. So please, this is one example which I am giving, which he used to be very practical. Any of our olden, things which we used to follow, like when we touch this, we should not touch that, when you touch this. In especially Brahmin community, this is so much what we call as madi and mailige.
Do you think those are superstitions or just a practice which has never been questioned?
No, I would say those days, the superstitions also have not just like that come. That is what Guruji used to tell. Those days, we didn't have such an advance in medical science. And people didn't know where from infection can come, where. So this is one of the way of keeping oneself in a purified way. See, before entering a house, wash your legs. See, today you might have seen COVID has come and we have changed our lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So this is what Guruji used to tell. Definitely our superstitions are well connected with our science. Only thing, we have no way to explain certain things. So he used to be very, very practical in his thoughts and his preachings. And as we see in Punyasthala, we have all religions here.
Yes.
And that is the first time in my life I could see such a place where I have Quran, where I have Bible, where I have Bhagavad Gita, all these things. So this is what I feel something unique about our Raghavendra Swami Guruji. And he has been our, even today I have come only to discuss something about my daughter who is about to get married.
Oh, great. Congratulations.
So I want to take the Guruji's blessings.
Yes, of course.
And there are confusions. I want to get clarity. So this is how, for any doubts we have, see, we are after all normal human beings. So many a time in our life we get confused whether to take this road or that road. Always get confused. And we go sometimes in a wrong path and then we think we should have gone in the other route. So best way for anyone to lead, come to Guruji, he will answer. Why you are to worry? That is the way I have been following all through these years. and I will continue to follow in the future.
You are listening to the Punya Sthala podcast. Punya Sthala, the epicenter of interfaith in India.